In a world where local musicians and artists are unrated, underappreciated, unnoticed, battered, abused, and swept under the rug.
Living show to show without secure benefits like medieval jesters.
Run with the kittens.
You're actually listening to it right now. I played a song for my hamster that just died.
Absolutely.
I lied.
Underplayed and underpaid.
Real local music.
Use what you have.
All the canned rock stuff. And the can't rock stuff too.
Chuck wood around.
We won't get into that.
That's a good thing.
Mondays at 6 p.m.
Local special to me, really cool, amazing, incredible. Like, I need to rise up to this level.
Phenomenal.
Definitely incredible.
Probably the coolest.
Strong. You're a people-aholic.
Oh.
Wow, you're killing me.
I'll try not to swear.
CFRU 93.3.
Wow, the food was
Delicious.
had a smorgasbord of awesomeness.
It's not your regular breakfast sausage.
I also ate some cocktail wieners and drank some melon liqueur one morning very early on the tour bus.
Welcome to another installment of Underplayed and Underpaid. This is Brian McNeil on the radio waves of CFRU 93.3 FM in Guelph. And I guess Braden's not going to be quite here. He might make it. You never know. So the show is Underplayed and Underpaid. The format of the show is that we like to promote for free artists that are in and around Guelph or that are coming through Guelph and are doing a performance or whatnot. So I was lucky enough on Tuesday to go see the Stanfields, Glory Hound, and the Good for Nots. And it was great. What a fun time. It's like an old Eastern Seaboard, rowdy old fun drinking time, which I shouldn't really be promoting, but gee, it was so much fun. And then Saturday night, I got to see Jumble, one of my favorite Toronto bands from Toronto. They're actually Eastern European polka rock, and they finally came down to Guelph. So big ups to Gain Music, Dylan Dawson, Nick Weaver, and everybody else that's involved. Everybody at the E-Bar and everybody at Jimmy Jazz for putting those two shows together. It's such a great time. Big ups to James Murray from the Good for Nots for and you can actually hear him playing in the background of the interview that I will be playing that I got to do with the Stanfields. So I bought the last copy of their first album, and I got a copy of their new album here, the new album Death and Taxes. So I talked to them a little bit about Guelph, about Hillside, and all kinds of stuff, and about the new album, compare it to the old one. So I've been playing the old album off of their Facebook band page, and now finally I get to play some music off of the the second album. So here we go. Without further ado, the first track off of the album Death and Taxes is called Jack of All Trades by the Stanfields. So you're welcome, enjoy, and I'll be back in a few.
But if I wonder, I don't
Stanfields and Jack of All Trades, the first album off of the new album Death and Taxes. And I'm going to play another Stanfield song called Mrs. McGrath. Before I do, I'm going to let you know that if you want to get a hold of Braden or myself to be on the show, you can go to the Underplayed Underpaid Facebook page, contact us there, or email us directly at bryancfru@gmail.com. We'll be happy to have you on the air, or we'll come out and do an interview like I did with the Stanfields at the E-Bar, and we've done all kinds of interviews with all different people all over the place in Guelph. You can check it out on the Facebook page and the notes, and you can cross-reference when and where in the note at the top of the page, etc., etc. Next week, we have Wakeless going to be in the station talking about their new album, which is going to be great. So make sure you tune in next week to the show. And, right now, going to drop the next track called Mrs. McGrath off of the new Death and Taxes album by the Stanfields. And I just got to remember where I am here. All right. Yep. Nope. Okay. Good to go. All right. Here we go. Mrs. McGrath, the Stanfields, new album. Check it out. I'll be back in a few.
Mrs. McGrath, the sergeant said, would you like a soldier? Yes, I did. Scarlet coat, a big hard hat. Mrs. McGrath, would you like that? Well, Mrs. McGrath lived on the shore, and after 7 years or more, she spied a ship coming to the bay with her son from far away. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Captain dear, where have you been sailing the Mediterranean? Have you news of my son Ted? Is he living or is he dead? Well, Teddy boy came out with no legs and in their place to wooden pegs. She kissed him a dozen times and two said, oh my God, Ted, is it you? Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Walking upon the sea that tore your two fine legs from thee. No, I wasn't drunk and I wasn't blind when I left my two fine legs behind. A cannonball on the 5th of May tore my two fine legs away. Oh, toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Cried, your two fine legs were your mother's pride. Stumps of a tree won't do it all. You should have run from the cannonball. Foreign wars I do proclaim, live on blood and a mother's pain. I'd rather my boys who used to be the king of the West in his navy. Oh, toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Toorah for diddly-ay, toorah-doo-rah-doo-ray. Oh!
This is Brian McNeil for 93.3 University of Guelph Community Campus Radio, CFRU, and I'm here with two members of the Stanfields. Can you please introduce yourselves and tell the listeners what you do in the band?
I am Ashtar, a robot. I can put my arm back on. You can't.
You can't. So play safe.
Yeah,
I love it.
I can't top that. Oh, I can't say that either, probably, can I?
It's okay. I can edit it out.
My name is Craig, and I can put my arm back on as well. So, and I do it to play the bass.
Very good. So, where are you guys from? Are you guys all from the same area?
Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Front to back. One end of it to the other.
Yeah, we're all from different small towns in Nova Scotia, and we all met in Halifax, because everyone in Nova Scotia who lives in a small town usually moves to Halifax.
Yeah, I don't know anybody from Halifax that lives in Halifax. Just put it that way.
How long has the Stanfields been together as a band?
4 years, 3 months, 2 days, 6 hours, 26 minutes.
And now you're here at the E-Bar.
And
that's right.
Soon to be 27 minutes.
Yeah, very shortly.
So I've heard that you guys played at the Olympics. Where have you guys toured? Have you gone coast to coast?
Yeah, a few times.
Right.
Yeah, we've been down Little Johnson to the States and stuff like that, South by Southwest, and all the usual stops that bands make at this point in their career. So we've been pretty fortunate.
Sweet. What's the biggest show you've done? Like most people.
10,000.
Wow.
They weren't there to see us.
Definitely
It was a benefit for the Haiti thing years ago. I can't even remember if it was an earthquake or what. Oh dear. It was a massive community effort anyways, and there was 20, 30 artists on the bill. We snuck in. We were snuck in to watch it, and they're like, "You guys want to play?" We're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll play."
Terrific. So the name the Stanfields. How did you guys come up with that name?
I was wrestling with one of my buddies in an old band, and I had a luchador's mask on. I had my shirt off in the back of a van. This is true.
Okay.
And we were driving by Stanfield International Airport, and I remember looking at it and going, "That'd be a cool name for a band." And then continued on with my wrestling match.
Sweet.
That's how it. And then just the meaning grew into it from there. It's the Stanfield name is synonymous with Nova Scotia and things like this, and we're kind of a family, and it just sounds fun, so it's easy to remember as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. I wear Stanfield underwear, which actually was going to bring up my next question. Naming the Barrett's Privates, I figured because you guys were named after underwear, kinda,
right,
and you named them the Barrett's Privates. I thought that was kind of a liaison. But how did you guys decide to name the Barrett's Privates band the Barrett's Privates?
I don't know. I don't remember that.
I didn't know we did that.
Oh, they said. Well, yeah.
That was a fun night.
I'm taking credit for it.
Oh yeah,
because it is a brilliant name.
Yeah.
But I don't quite. I'm kind of foggy on the details of that one. That's usually how it happens in Guelph. When we come to Guelph, it's a lot of Wellington and a lot of fogginess and a lot of fun. So
yeah, I have a lot of fun in Guelph myself. Who writes the lyrics, and where do you find the inspiration?
I copy them off the internet. Okay. No. You know what? Just need to look around. Keep your ears open, and I read. I'm a news junkie. For one, history buff. Number two, it's just kind of comes out of that, and I have an overactive imagination, so it starts from there, and then we put it to the committee, and are we comfortable with this? Yep. Okay. Off we go.
No, I appreciate it as a listener. Passion, power, substance, depth, edge, and soul. As I was just talking with Craig,
telling me that's cool.
Depth and substance to me is the most important two aspects of that. When you have a serious lyrics about issues that really are important. Ghost of the Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah,
great song. What was going through your mind when you put those lyrics together?
You know what? Some people that aren't from the East Coast may see it as hoist your pints in the air and everybody jigs home together, and it's not like that. It's just like everywhere else, decaying urban centers, and all the offshoots of things that come with that, like the rise in crime and domestic violence, and it made me think about the fact that Nova Scotia is one of the biggest areas for drug smuggling in Canada. Anyway, a lot of illicit hard stuff comes on shore in boats, and I just took it from there. Sometimes it doesn't. There wasn't any particular event that set the mind frame, but it doesn't have to be true to be truth a lot of the time. It's you hear about a $50 million heroin haul, from a fishing boat off the coast of Framboise. It happens all the time. So.
Well, my favorite song is actually Federal Hall. I love that song. It's got so much behind it. Did that really happen? Did you? Or if you
I
wrote
never
those
ran
lyrics
for office, but it's about it. It's about the whole premise is the fact that anybody can go into a certain situation with a set of ideals, and it doesn't necessarily have to be politics. It can be anything. You have a certain set of ideals, and as a young idealistic person, you intend to stick to them. But then you get farther and farther into the game, and you get farther and farther into the mire, and you begin to compromise those ideals. And I think that's something we all face in some level. So. That being said, we have another song on that record. It was called Money Changers, and it was, don't just blame the USA. It's just don't just blame the normal boogeyman. We're all culpable.
Definitely.
And I wanted to make sure that people see that we're throwing ourselves into that equation as well. It's no good for us to be standing there on top of the mount above the mess and acting like we're not part of the problem, because we are. And we all have to work to improve ourselves.
Right on. I'm just going to pause right now. Craig, is there any possibility you could grab my stout for me?
I got it, buddy.
I seem to have left it on the other table.
You need your stout.
Hey.
You don't have to pause. You keep that in there.
All right, it's in there. Thank you very much for grabbing me my stout.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Brian.
The album Vanguard of the Young and Reckless. What was the process of making? Did you come up with your lyrics first and then riff along it, or did you riff first, or how did you really come together making that album?
A lot of stuff got written. Kind of, we all get together and just start partying. That's kind of how the band joined, in a way. In John's apartment, and we were drawing a lot off of our old like classic country like influences and stuff, and a bit of that bled into that record, I think. But it was a great way to do it. It just gave it that great friendly vibe, for the whole thing, for most of it, right? So, rather.
It's kind of a two-prong attack, The music's designed to hoist a few and have a good time and shake it out. We always said that the music was for the live show, but the lyrics were for when you take the CD home. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit of both. It's let's celebrate tonight because tomorrow you may die sort of attitude. And that's what we've always tried to stick with.
So comparing it to the new album, Death and Taxes, the same process, or a little bit, did you evolve a little bit into it?
We definitely evolved. It was Vanguard. When we started recording Vanguard and writing it, we were just finding our feet. We were 3 months old. It was the record was done piecemeal and over almost 2 years. And whereas Death and Taxes, we knew exactly what we were doing. We had hundreds of shows under our belts. We've been all over the place. We were intimately familiar with each other on a level that we never thought even possible. And I think that experience for us bled through in the recording process. And we were also, in a way, Death and Taxes was a statement for us to say, we get kind of fed up with people saying, oh my God, these rum-littered pirates from the East Coast, it's like you get tired of that really quick. It's like, you know what? We take our craft very seriously, even if some people might paint it as goofy or sounds like Players Light and Black Rum, or and just that kind of silly stuff and caricature-y, that was the thing we wanted to stay away from, was the whole caricature thing, and I think we're on the right path, and yeah.
I can't wait to hear it, and I'm going to play some of the songs while I play the interview. Regardless, so Obama and Romney, Robomney, whatever you want to call them,
Robotnik.
Who would you go for? Tonight is election night, so this interview will be aired on Monday, after the elections. But where do you stand on the election?
My friend, our front of house guy, Jared Curry, said some quip that he heard, and he said the left has gone right and the right has gone crazy. And myself, I'm still sorting out my politics, but I'm a fiscally conservative, socially responsible type, and I guess you might call that centrist. personally, it's Obama for me. Just from the simple fact that it seems to me he's more interested in having people take care of each other rather than having the 1% retain and grow and build upon what they already have.
Did you see that interview or that speech that Romney did? Where the one. I'm sure everybody that's listening can understand what I'm referring to. Craig, where do you stand?
At this point, I haven't really been paying a lot of attention, to be honest. I haven't really had the time to. I've been so busy with a few other things and being on tour and whatnot. So I've just been kind of anxious and excited to see how it plays out, to be honest. I'm going to say I lead towards more Obama at this point, just because I've heard the things that Romney said this or done this, and people thought it was detriment to his campaign. But I'm just going to see how it plays out at this point.
All right. Movember. Where do you guys stand on Movember?
Did it last year.
Did you?
Yeah. You know what? I cheated. I went into Movember with a full-blown mow. I shaved off the rest of my beard, and I said, "There's no way I'm not enjoying this luscious thing on my lip."
That's what I did this year.
Full month.
Yeah.
No way. Man.
Kudos.
I don't agree with having to start at the 1st of November because, hey, come on, enjoy that sucker.
I agree with you. Personally, my own personal standpoint on it is we should be raising awareness for prevention, and the money that gets donated should be going towards prevention. Have you seen the documentary Pink Ribbons Inc.? It's a great look inside the Pink Ribbons movement and Suzanne Korma, and check it out. All right, I highly recommend. So
I did see a lot of stuff about the whole scheme about cancer and whatnot, about how it's not profitable for industry to find a cure for cancer, and people say I'm not growing a mustache because of that. I won't buy into that, and I respect that. I don't know quite how I feel about it, but I respect it. Because we live in a great democracy, and all points of view are welcome, even the ones that are really off the center, off the mark. But I don't, like to say, the old adage goes, I don't agree with what you say, but I will die to protect the right for you to say it.
There you go. All right, well said. How does Guelph treat you guys? Do you guys enjoy Guelph, and is there any possibility you guys would come and play on a weekend?
Oh yeah. we got a petition at the front door tonight for us to come on the weekend.
Yeah, great.
No, we don't actually, but we should. I'm going to actually go and do that right now.
I would love to see you guys play at a packed house here at the E-Bar or anywhere.
This town is rocking, dude. Yeah. I really like it. I really do like it here. It's really, it's full of cool people and great restaurants and things like this. Great people. We have lots of great friends here, and I've always felt good here. We played Hillside.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, last summer, not this past, but summer before, and that was just man, you get to take a boat ride onto the festival site. You can't beat that. That's cool.
Yeah. Moving right along. What's the last book that you read?
I've been I don't know, man. Yeah. It's been I read snippets of books that I download on my phone now. I've become one of those people. And then I realize that it's only the light version, so I don't get the full version. So for me, probably there's a set of books that I try to read once every year or two. It's called the Camelot Chronicles by a man named Jack White, not the White Stripes Jack White. Right. It's a professor at UBC or Simon Fraser. Anyway, it's a historical fiction about King Arthur, and he kind of debunks the myths of the Lady of the Lake and Excalibur and puts it into a realistic situation where, a typical uneducated person who would pass on these myths would misinterpret science for magic, and voila, a myth is born. Again, it's the whole truth versus true theory, and it really struck me, and it helped me. It deals with everything. Deals with everything, from, any issue that would be in the modern era. It's an amazing set of books, and it helped me awaken as a grown up. You know, when I needed it most, when I was like 20, 21, you know, and you're still trying to find your way in the world.
Really interesting. Yeah. All right. When I'm finished my Zachariah Sitchin series, I'll definitely have a look at that.
Okay, the last book I read was Twilight.
Oh, oh, there's a joke. So here's the joke, and this might get edited out.
Listener discretion is advised.
So sperm has a lot more life in it than blood. So why don't vampires do fellatio? Oh wait, then there's Twilight. That's the end of the show. So Craig, what's the last book you read?
I'm actually in the middle of two currently, so I'll just wrap them out both quick. This is Your Brain on Music by Dan Levitin, which is like,
I own that book.
Yeah, it's great, and it just kind of makes you realize that, you know, music itself can be kind of viewed on a way wider spectrum than just there's a beat and there's some guitars and there's whatever. So it was really interesting to read that. And on a lighter note, the other one I'm halfway through again is Paul Schaefer's biography, self-biography, and it's kind of cool to read stories. You know, he came from, I think, Sault Ste. Marie or was Thunder Bay, one or the other, and he played gigs, around there, and starting out there and making it on Saturday Night Live, and then Letterman, and just being who he is. You know, like I'm not a huge CBS orchestra fan by any means. You know what I mean? But they're great. But just to read someone's career as it goes along and to find out where they got today. And I turn on the TV sometimes and see him, and I know that. So it's very interesting.
Very interesting. All right. So the last question, I brought you guys a little bit of privy to it. If you could have dinner with anybody from any time frame, alive or dead, who would it be and why? Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Craig. I don't know yet. Boy.
And I can chop it down, so take your time. You just let me know when you're ready. I'm going to sip a beer. Or stout. I shouldn't call it a beer.
I don't want to just go and draw off one of my musical influences, but I guess I would, because I mean anyone would just want to have dinner with the person who they not so much idolize, but really enjoy or follow. I like a lot of old R&B and soul. I'm really into the Motown scene and stuff. So like any of the Funk Brothers would be really cool.
Wow,
like
great,
Babbitt, like if I could sit down and talk bass and eat whatever with Bill Babbitt would be great. Bill Withers too. I love his songwriting. So, and he's still alive, and it'd just be. Actually, he just put a documentary out called Still Bill, and it was pretty good. I watched it. Yeah. So I guess those are my answers.
Winston Churchill.
Ah, yes.
Why? Because I know that's his whole. That was the last book I read. Winston Churchill's biography, one of them anyway. There's a million, but Winston Churchill, born an aristocrat, became a social conservative throughout his political career. Had the stones to stand up to Nazi Germany. Just fascinating stuff to me. I would have a million questions, and I'd love to. And the thing is, I guess I don't necessarily agree with everything that he might have felt, but I guess that's the whole essence of debate, and I think that would be very fulfilling for me.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for the interview for University of Guelph Community Campus Radio 93.3 CFRU FM. This has been Brian McNeil for Underplayed and Underpaid with a couple members of the Stanfields, and I really hope to hear you guys.
Put that goat down. That's ours. Tie it back to the trailer.
Easy, Earl.
What a fun time with the Stanfields at the E-Bar, and here's Run on the Bank, song number 2 off of the Death and Taxes album. Enjoy.
I
the Stanfields, Run on the Banks. Another wicked song with lots of depth to it. And, that kind of joked me up the first time I heard it, and the second time, and even more the third time. And then I heard this next song, and, I'm glad I was, all alone with my mustache at that point. Check this one out. This is a great song called The Boston States by the Stanfields. So, enjoy another wicked tune.
When I was just a boy, I knew this little girl, a pretty little thing named Josephine. A tiny little lust in our tiny little world. I was willing, she was pretty long and lean. We first made love in the summer. Her daddy found out that fall. He beat her with his fist upon the lips that I just kissed, and shipped her off down to the Boston States. Oh, he shipped her off down to the Boston States. When I turned 17, I joined the King's Marine and took my place among the world of men. 2 years since I'd seen my pretty Josephine, I wondered if I'd see her face again. Then the news came of rebellion down New England way. We sailed in the spring in the name of the King. They shipped me off down to the Boston States. Oh, they shipped me off down to the Boston States. The rebel scum in the art of war. They beat us back, they shot me down, they dragged my ass on into town with a dead man that I ran through before. In a solitary act of retribution, they threw me at his widow's feet. I raised my eyes to see my pretty Josephine, a twist of fate down in the Boston States. Oh, a twist of fate down in the Boston States.
You're listening to CFRU 93.3 FM, 250 watt of community power.
you're an undergraduate student at the University of Guelph, you're a member of the Central Student Association. The CSA is your student union at Guelph. It's a student-funded, student-run democratic organization representing the collective interests of its members. We advocate on behalf of our membership, representing student interests on issues as diverse as public transit, neighborhood relations, and accessible, affordable, quality education. We also run services to help make campus better, such as the Student Help and Advocacy Center, the Bike Center, Meal Exchange, and the CSA Food Bank. The CSA is here to listen to student concerns and take action. Please visit our website at csaonline.ca or come to the second floor of the University Center and visit us in person.
I'm Brian McNeil, and I volunteer at CFRU 93.3 FM, and I love it.
So there you go. Thanks for sticking around for the PSAs. And I've been playing a bunch of Stanfield stuff. Played an interview with the Stanfields that I got to do on Tuesday at the E-Bar. And Nate Mills just emailed me some new Run With the Kittens cuts off the new album, Letters from Camp, that they thought might already be in the station, but apparently it hasn't been delivered. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on musiclives.ca, and then I'm going to play a couple new Run With the Kittens tunes, and you can check them out first Friday of every month, first Friday of December. They're going to be here doing their Guelph CD release party. So it is also going to be an indie release, in case anybody was wondering. But if you go to www.musiclives.ca, you can check out what's going on in Guelph. Always lots of fun stuff going on. So today being the 12th, yesterday being Remembrance Day, I hope everybody, poured one out for the homies and so on and so forth. I'll just carry on from today forward. Paul McLeod at the Jimmy Jazz every Monday. 2 sets, $2 mixed drinks, and so on and so forth. That's the Jimmy Jazz downtown. Paul McLeod, wonderful musician, great buddy of mine, and he's it's the after party for Underplayed and Underpaid every Monday. And Tuesday, the 13th of November, Milk and Honey at the Cornerstone. And if you go to musiclives.ca and you go to the events page, which is what I'm reading right now, you can actually click right on the event and the information will come up. Harry, you can hear me. Were you able to get your stuff on musiclives.ca? Did it work out? Good stuff. 2 thumbs up. All right. Wednesday, the 14th, Fortnite Music hosts the Tom Fun Orchestra and the Strumbellas at the E-Bar. And also, every Wednesday, Music Lives' own Aaron Dale hosts Name That Tune at the Jimmy Jazz. So if you like music trivia and you like beverages, alcoholic beverages, or even they might just say, if you want pop, we'll give you pop, then you get a chance to win that just by your musical knowledge. And Thursday the 15th, B.A. Johnson and John Jerome and the Congregation are at the Jimmy Jazz. Most likely no cover. There's rarely ever a cover at Jimmy Jazz, and that's going to be off the chain. And then also on the 15th, that's Thursday, Kazoo hosts Lisa Bolskovic. Bolskovic. I hope I get that right. With Kite Hill and Joseph Gallo Jr. at the E-Bar. And Friday the 16th of November, Ken Mode and the Nasties at Regal Road Studios. Always a fun time with the Nasties. Let me tell you, I've had them in here. You can go to the Underplayed Underpaid Facebook page, check out the notes and cross-reference as to the 2 times that I had them in here. So much fun. Talented dudes, lots of fun, and they put on good shows for the food bank and whatnot. You'll have to check out the interviews. Also on Saturday the 17th, 11 hosts the Dirty Nil with Teen Violence and Beverly at the Jimmy Jazz. I'm not sure exactly how to say that. I think it's N2, the Dirty N2. And also Donovan Woods is at the Cornerstone. And every Sunday night, Nate Coles hosts the open stage at the Jimmy Jazz, so sign the list. The stage is yours for 3 songs or so, and Nate's a great guy. Good guy to get along with. Also, if you like Nate's music, he's fantastic. I've also done an interview with him. Again, cross-reference it at Underplayed and Underpaid Facebook page. All right, carrying on. So that's what's going on with musiclives.ca, and I'm going to just get into some new Run With the Kittens stuff right now, as it's almost 10:02, so we got to get on the run here. So the first new tune off of the Letters from Camp album I'm going to play is Who's Gonna Love Ya? That's Run With the Kittens. Can't be. We're all set to go, so enjoy a new Run With the Kittens song, and I'll be back in a few. Stay tuned.
Well, I ain't done nothing to nobody yet, nothing that nobody knows. I ain't done nothing to nobody yet, and nothing nothing gonna save my soul. I ain't done nothing to nobody yet. You're nothing that nobody knows. I ain't done nothing to nobody yet. And nothing gonna save my soul. Yeah, 10 years ago I sold my soul to the devil at the crossroads, and I ain't never been the same. Yeah, people don't believe it, but how could I conceive it? I live with it, honey, almost each and every day. Some say I'm nuts, they say I can't be trusted, they say I've been led astray. Well, most folks don't know I never had a soul to begin with anyway. Nothing that nobody knows. I ain't done nothing to nobody yet, and nothing gonna save my soul. I ain't done nothing to nobody yet. Nothing that nobody knows. I ain't done nothing to nobody yet, and nothing gonna save my soul. He's been finding me since, yeah, I'm never living steady, yeah, I'm always getting ready to run now, because he's got me convinced that I'm a dead man, I'm in the devil's hand, he's coming from near and far, but I don't care if he takes my hand, as long as I got my guitar.
Yeah. That's a new track from Run With The Kittens. Stay tuned for All Over the Map with Harry. And I just got to say that Nate Mills, he mastered the new album, so it's a big release for him. Thanks and big ups to Nate Mills from Run With The Kittens for hooking me up with the new tunes right during my show. And so I'm going to leave you with my my outro. And I'll see you next week. Maybe I'll be able to play some more Stanfields. So ciao for now and have a good week.
Got no time for the human race. Everybody fighting all over the place. Why don't we grab a bottle and head uptown? Baby, won't you be my girl? I trade my old 6-shooter for a diamond ring. Take you all the places that you never been. We'll make a right at the border and just get lost. Baby, won't you be my girl? I ain't got no time for feeling lonely. I got the whole town, baby, on a little old string. Come on out tonight and you can be my thing. I trade my old 6-shooter for a diamond ring. Take you all the places that you never been. We'll make a right at the border and just get lost. Baby, won't you be my girl? time for being lonely. I got the whole town, baby, on a little old string. Come on out tonight and you can be my thing. Well, I got no time for the human race. Everybody fighting all over the place. Why don't we grab a bottle and head uptown? Baby, won't you be my girl? Baby, won't you be my girl? Baby, won't you be my girl?